Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a review of the Makeup Geek rebranded eyeshadows and face powders. And for those of you who have not tried Makeup Geek, I highly recommend that you give it a try. Her brand, it's cruelty-free, talc-free, paraben-free, high quality shadows and powders, face powders. You're really gonna like the quality of these. They're highly pigmented and they do blend like a dream. So you guys, if you have not tried Makeup Geek, I highly recommend that you give it a try. To get started with the rebrand, I did purchase the mega set, so this is not a sponsored video. All of these items are purchased by me, and this is an honest review. As much as I love Marlena and Makeup Geek and think so much of her, she's a fellow Michigander. I live in Michigan as well, so I think she's an awesome person, and the things she's been through, she's had some tragedy in her life. But now things are going great. She has a great husband. She has a baby on the way, so I'm really happy for her. But let's get started. I will keep this honest again. These retail, if you buy the mega set, retail for $219.99, which comes with the Matrix Neutral Palette and the Matrix Color Palette. And if you buy these separately, they are $124.99. Right now, I looked on the website, they are currently sold out of the neutral palette. So you can't get the neutral palette or the mega set, which comes with the neutral palette. So I'm really hoping she gets that back in soon because this is a keeper. You guys are gonna love this. So let's get started here. These now come, the rebranded come in a square pan, and there does appear to be a little bit less product than these round ones that she used to make. And these round ones are actually 1.8 grams and they retailed for $6. And the square ones are now 1.5 grams, so you're getting 0.3 grams less, and they retail for $5.49. So the price is pretty comparable to the original ones. But the face powders, I did notice that you actually do get more face powder for the same price. So the face powders, the original, it was 4.25 grams and they retailed for $9.99, and the rebranded face powders are actually 7 grams, so you're getting quite a bit more, and they also retail for $9.99. So again, highly worth it. And if you buy these palettes the way they have them on the website with these shades, you actually save a lot more money. And if you buy both of these together with the mega set, then you actually save even more. You save $30 more. So highly recommend giving these a try if you want, which is what I did. I used a 10% discount code. I used That Girl Shay XO's discount code. I love her videos. And so you guys, there are several YouTubers out there. You don't necessarily have to use hers. You can use any of them that have a 10% discount code. So well worth it. All right, let's get started with these. I do want to do some comparisons of the original shades that I have. They actually come, like I said, you can buy these palettes or you can make your own palette, which is one of the things I really love about Makeup Geek, and I had so much fun doing, is creating your own palette. So here's one that I created that has, these palettes can hold 28 shades, which is what comes in the Matrix palettes. And, or you can get 12 shadows and 4 face powders, which is what I did with this one. Here we go, see that? And they come, actually, I'm glad I wasn't on the PR list because I noticed a lot of YouTubers that received theirs in PR, they had 1 or 2 shades that came broken. So, which was a little disappointing, and I'm so glad I did not. All of my shades came in these little packets, which is what you'll get when you order these. And it is a little time consuming taking them out and setting them up into the palette, especially the way, you know, in the order of the shades that they have on the website. So, but they come out very easily. Open these up. They've got this little tab here, so they slide out pretty easily. And they come out pretty easily. So there we go. I'm gonna just pop this into the palette that I created, which has some neutral shades in here, and it is for fair to light skin. I have some fair blushes and highlighter and the bronzer in here, which is also for fair to light skin. So I'm really excited about this. I've already been playing with it. And the Matrix palettes, again, they do not come like this. You're going to get each one of these shadows individually in these little packets, and you just take them out, pop them in. And what I did, I went on the website and I printed out the picture that was on there, and I taped it onto the back of this because it does not come with this. So I taped it on here, and which is really cool because now I have a reference that I can look at and say, oh, okay, here's that shade, and it even has a picture of the shade, right? So I thought that was a really cool idea, and it definitely saves you from digging into the pan, lifting up each one of these to see what the shade name is, and risking putting your fingernail in each one, which I have done before. So again, this does not come like this. I made this label. You just come with this case. It has the see-through front, and then again the back is just all black. But I taped on this picture, and I did the same thing with the color Matrix palette. So again, if you want to do that, I think that's a great idea. And so yeah, let's get started with these. The first one, let's do Cocoa Bear. Okay, those of you who are familiar with Marlena and her brand know that Cocoa Bear was actually named after her second ex-husband. And unfortunately that did not work out, and but things happen for a reason, because now she has a great husband and a beautiful baby on the way. So Cocoa Bear is this one, the original, in the round pan, and it is this shade, and it's actually described as a matte reddish brown. And the new one, she changed the name to Cheetah Bear, which I won't get into why it was changed to Cheetah Bear. But I think most of you can figure out the reason why. So Cheetah Bear is actually, okay, I'm looking on the back here. It's actually the fourth one on the third row. So right here is Cheetah Bear. Okay, so that's Cheetah Bear. And here is the original Cocoa Bear. They do look very similar. Okay, so we're going to swatch these and see how they compare. All right, so here is Cocoa Bear. All right, the original. And this is Cheetah Bear, the rebrand. They do look very similar. All right, we're going to swatch these and see if they come out the same. Yeah. Those actually come out the same. I really like those. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay, same shade. Very pretty. All right, so that's Cocoa Bear, which is now Cheetah Bear. So let's go into In the Spotlight. Okay, In the Spotlight is actually, I have that in in the Nude palette. And for those of you who have In the Nude palette, this is an awesome palette. You have a lot of pretty neutral shades in here, and I really love this palette. This is like my third palette, I think, since I've been buying from her. So, but you can no longer get this palette, unfortunately, since she came out with the rebrand, and I'm hoping she will come out with something like this. I did create my own neutral palette, which I will show you guys here. Here's a neutral palette with the rebranded shades that I created. You can buy these, sorry to blind you, you can buy these magnetic shades and, you know, create your own shadows in here that you really like and that you want. So this is one that I did, which is really pretty. You can also on the site buy some that are already created for cheaper than if you buy each individual shadow and the palette. So she has some for the different colored eyes. So this one is for green eyes. And again, they don't come with the labels. I put the label on here, And I also on the back put labels of the names of each of the shadows so that I'm not having to dig through and lift them up and risk damaging them to see what the name is, right? So this one again is for green eyes. So I really like that. And she has, again, she has other ones for brown eyes, for blue eyes. And I also, this one is one that I created. This is a St. Patrick's Day one. St. Patrick's Day, for those of you who don't know, is my birthday. So I love St. Patrick's Day. It's so cool to have everyone celebrating on your birthday, right? So I made this one, and she actually had one that she had made in the original shades. And I am bummed that I didn't get that, but I do have a lot of those original shades, so maybe I can just kind of put one together. But I do like this one. I just made this one with some of the Rebrand shades. And what I did, I wanted a gold that represented a, you know, a pot of gold in the middle here. So what I did, I didn't have a gold rebranded shade. I'm not sure if she makes one. I'll have to go on the website to look. But I took the original Untamed, which is a gold shade, and I just popped that in the middle. So my St. Patty's Day has a pot of gold in the middle, right? So again, these are beautiful green shades that are going to look great for St. Patrick's Day. And I created another one that I actually call Day and Night at the Beach. I labeled this one Day and Night at the Beach palette. And on the back, I printed out the shade names and put those on. So, and in here are just shades that remind me of the beach. A day and night at the beach. So, I thought that was really pretty. And back to her in the nude palette. Okay, so we're going to do In the Spotlight. In the Spotlight is actually, I don't want to blind you guys with this mirror, but it's actually, this one right here is In the Spotlight. And that's the original. And the new shade, let's see here, the rebranded one, it's actually in the Matrix Color Palette. And it's this one right here. Okay. So this one right here is the rebranded In the Spotlight. And this middle one here is, I hope you guys can see that, is the original, right here, the original Spotlight. So we're going to swatch those and see how those compare. Alright, so here's the original. Very pretty, very peachy, shiny. That's a very pretty color. And here is the rebranded In the Spotlight. Yep. They look the same. They both are very smooth shadows, very pigmented. All right, let's see how they swatch. Oh, beautiful. Did you guys see that? Actually, it kind of looks like the rebranded one is a little bit darker. Or it could just be because my original shadows are older, but it does look like this one might be just a tad darker, not a whole lot. They're very similar. You see that? Or it could just be the lighting in this room, who knows, but they are very similar. So again, that's a really pretty shade. I like that. So that was In the Spotlight. Next up we have So Pale. So Pale is also in the nude palette here. That is this one right here, and the rebranded one is in the Matrix Neutral palette. There it is, the Matrix Neutral palette. So Pale is actually this one right here, the top one right here. So that is the rebranded, and that's the original. You guys see that? All right, they do look very similar in the pans. Okay, so let's swatch these. This is the original So Pale. And this is the rebranded So Pale. Yep, those do look very similar. They're both very smooth. Let's swatch these. You guys see that? Yeah. They do look the same, and they do go on the same. Although the rebranded one seems to be a little bit more pigmented than the original one here, unless I just didn't put enough product on. But no. Alright, but they're both very smooth, easily blendable. But again, like I said, the rebranded one does appear to be a little bit more pigmented than the original. Next up we have Grandstand. Grandstand is also in the nude palette. Grandstand is right here, the original. And Grandstand, it's actually in one of the mini palettes that I purchased. They have several of these mini ones that you can purchase, which is really cool. They already have the shades in here. This one is actually called the Mini Envy palette. So I put the label on here, Envy, and on the back again, I just printed out labels of the name so that I wouldn't have to pull these out. So this is Envy. I also bought Flirty, Spellbound, which is really pretty. And this one I created on my own. This one is it's just a mini neutral palette and just some neutral shades that I really like. So Grandstand is actually in this Envy one. So it does not come, Grandstand does not come in the Matrix palette. But again, if you purchase these little mini ones, you can get it in this one as well. Or you can buy it individually. So this is Grandstand right here. It's a foiled shadow. And that's the rebranded one. And this is the original one. So let's see if we can get those close together. Yeah, the rebranded one looks a little bit darker. Well, let's swatch them and see how they go on. So this is the original. Oh, that's really pretty. You guys see that? And this is the rebranded Grandstand. Okay. Yeah, they're both very pigmented, very shiny. They're foiled eyeshadows, so okay, let's swatch these and see how they go on. Oh, very pretty. Do you guys see that? That looks like exactly the same. That's Grandstand. All right, I like that one. Next we have Shimma Shimma. Okay, Shimma Shimma is described, the original is described as a light pinky beige, and the rebranded one is actually described as a warm light pinky beige. Okay, so Shimma Shimma is actually in my little passion palette here that I bought from Makeup Geek. I don't remember how long ago, but this is some of the original shadows in here as well. So this is the original Shimma Shimma. Very shiny. One of their most popular shadows. And the rebranded Shimma Shimma, it is in the Matrix Neutral palette. And it is this one right here. Okay, the third one right here. So that is Shimma Shimma, the rebrand. And I'll tell you right now, it doesn't look as shimmery as the original. No. Let me see if I can put these together. If you guys can tell. Down here, the third one. And yeah, see that? And the original. So I don't, yeah, it doesn't look as shimmery. But let's see how these swatch. All right, this is the original Shimma Shimma. Look at that. Very pretty shimmery shade. And the rebranded Shimma Shimma. Oh yeah, that's not as shimmery. There's the rebranded one. Wow, that's a little disappointing. I really like that shade too. It's one of my favorite shades. So let's swatch this, see how it goes on. Yeah, that's not as shimmery, and it's almost like a matte shade actually. I definitely like the original much better. Look at that. This is more of a matte, so that is a little disappointing because this is one of my favorite shadows. Wow. I'm not sure why she just didn't change the name if she was going to change the formula like that and just make it more of a matte shade than a shimmery shade. So yeah, I'm not sure why you did that, Marlena, because this is one of my favorite shadows and it was one of your most popular shadows as well. I did notice on the website that they are currently out of that it's sold out, but I don't know if maybe they recalled it, realizing that too many people are going to complain about the shimmer in that, or if it's actually just sold out because that was one of their most popular shadows. So, so you guys tell me what you think. I don't know, but I'm a little disappointed in that shadow. Moving on, let's go to Dark Roast. Dark Roast is now called Dark Roasted. So Dark Roast is actually in the nude palette, the original, and it is this one right here. That's Dark Roast. Dark Roast is described, the original, as a deep espresso brown matte eyeshadow, and the rebranded one is actually described as a neutral deep true brown. Okay, so here's the original Dark Roast, and the rebranded, which is called Dark Roasted, is in the Matrix Neutral palette. It's the third one here on the bottom. So right here is Dark Roasted. Okay, so let's compare those. Well, it looks a little different, but let's swatch them and see how they go on. Sometimes looking in the pan doesn't give you the true picture. All right, here's the original Dark Roast. And here is the rebranded Dark Roasted. Okay, they do look the same. Yeah, they do look the same there. So let's swatch them and see if they go on the same. Yeah, they are pretty similar. What do you guys think? Very pretty. That is a very pretty brown shade. All right, those are similar. And next up, we have Bitten. Okay, Bitten is also one of their popular shadows. And here it is. Here's the original Bitten. You guys see that? The original Bitten is described as a deep maroon red. And the rebranded Bitten, which with the same name, is described as a muted warm burgundy. Okay, well, let's see if those are the same. So Bitten is in the Matrix Neutral palette, and it is the third row, the sixth one over. Okay, so it's this one right here. This is Bitten, right there. And here is Bitten, the original. Again, like I said, it's hard to tell with them being in the pan. So let's swatch and see if these actually go on the same or not. So here is the original Bitten. And here is the rebranded Bitten. Wow. Oh no, those look different. Do you guys see that? Let me swatch this a little more. Yeah, no. That looks different. Look at that. The original looks a little darker. The rebranded one looks lighter, definitely. So let's swatch these. Oh yeah, those are not the same. Look at that. Let me get some more of the original here. Wow. No, those are not the same. So they have the same name, Bitten, but they do not look the same at all. Look at that. Wow. Next up, we have Peach Smoothie. Again, that's one of their most popular shadows. Actually, most of these that I have, which I'm assuming is why they rebranded them, was their popular shades. Peach Smoothie in the original is this one right here. Okay. Peach Smoothie is, of course, a soft peachy orange. And the original one is actually vegan here in the round pan. But I did find on a website that The rebranded one is not vegan. Interesting. Okay, so the same shadow, the same name, Peach Smoothie, and, all right, okay, Peach Smoothie, which is what I bought for my day and night at the beach palette, is actually, which one is it here? Oh, this one right here. Okay, so this is the rebranded, oh, I don't want to blind you guys. Sorry about that. This is the rebranded Peach Smoothie, and, wow. And this is the original Peach Smoothie. They do look similar, but again, like I said, this one is actually vegan and this one is not. The rebranded one is not. So, and it's the rebranded one is described as a warm, pale, muted peach. Okay, well, let's swatch these and see what we get. Okay, here's the original. Very pretty peachy shade. And there's the rebranded one. Yeah, the rebranded one looks a little bit darker. It looks like it has a little bit more orange pigmentation in it than the original. So let's swatch these and see what we get. Oh yeah. The original is not as pigmented. See that? Maybe this is why it's, they changed it. This is now not vegan, the rebranded one. And the original is a vegan shade, but again, it's a very light peach, which is still very pretty, but it is very, very light compared to the rebranded one. You guys see that? Moving on, we have is Creme Brulee, the original. And Creme Brulee is right here in the rebranded. And let's compare those. And this is the original. So, like I said, the rebranded one looks a little bit darker, but it's hard to tell in the pan. So let's swatch these and see what we get. This is Creme Brulee, the original. And this is Creme Brulee, the rebranded one. Yeah, it does look a little bit like there's more brown to it than the original. All right, let's swatch these. Oh yeah, see, there is a difference with Creme Brulee. The rebranded one, actually up here, there's the rebranded one. The shades aren't quite the same. There's a little bit more orange, it looks like here in the original, and the rebranded one looks a little bit darker, doesn't it? Huh, okay, so those are not the same. All right, that's a little disappointing because that, I mean, they're still both very pretty shadows, but again, that was one of their most popular shadows, so we're gonna see whether that one still holds up to being as popular, right? Let's move on to Starry Eyed. Okay, Starry Eyed, here's the original. All right. And Starry Eyed is actually in the Matrix. Yeah, it's in the Matrix color palette. Okay. So this one is Starry Eyed. Where is it at? Right here. This one is Starry Eyed right here. That's the rebranded, and there's the original. They look the same. So let's see how these swatch. This is the original. Wow, that's such a pretty shade. I love that. And here is the rebranded Starry Eyed. Both very shimmery. All right, they look the same there. Let's see how they swatch though. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, those swatch the same and they look the same. Same pigmentation. Both very smooth. Wow, I love that. That's really pretty. So Starry Eyed stayed the same. Okay. Cool. Up next we have Whimsical. Okay, here is Whimsical, the original. Whimsical is a foiled eyeshadow. The original is described as a silvery pale pink, and the rebranded one is described as a cool pale pink silver. Okay, so they just changed the wording a little bit on these, but they are still pretty much the same according to the description. So that's Whimsical, the original, and Whimsical, the rebranded one, is actually in the color palette, the Matrix color palette, and here it is. It is the fourth one on top here. Okay, so here is Whimsical right here, very pretty, and that's the rebranded, and here's the original. You guys see that? Yeah, they look pretty much the same. So let's swatch these and see if these go on the same. So here is the original. Oh, that is so pretty. Look at that. That light pinky shimmery shade. And here is the rebranded. There's the rebranded. Yep, they look the same. Let's see how they swatch. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, those are the same. Very pretty. Do you guys see that? So Whimsical stayed the same. Up next, we have Legend. Legend is also a foiled eyeshadow. The original is right here. That's the original Legend, and it's described as a warm bronze, and the rebranded one is described as a light green with warm yellow undertone. All right, that description is a little different, huh? Nowhere does it mention the word bronze, but okay. Let's see if they're the same. So here's the original. And the rebranded one is here in my color palette, the Matrix color palette. And the rebranded one is right here. So let's see here. Yeah, the rebranded one, I don't know, it looks a little darker than the original. Or just the lighting in here maybe. Let's swatch these and see how they go on. All right, here's the original. Ooh, that's a pretty shimmery gold color. And here is Legend. Oh wow, Legend, the rebrand. They do look the same. Yeah, same pigmentation, same color, both shimmery, very pretty. Let's see how that swatches. Oh, that's a really pretty shade. It's a little too dark for my skin tone, but oh, it's beautiful. For those of you with medium to deeper skin tones, that is a very stunning shade. You guys see that? All right, they do look the same, so that's good. Legend stayed the same. Up next, Americano. Americano, right here is the original. Americano is described as a dark brown with subtle purple undertones. And the original is described as a cool, deep plum brown. They are both matte shadows. So there's the original Americano. The rebranded one is actually in the Matrix Neutral palette, and it is the fifth one on the bottom here. Okay, so right here is Americano. That's the rebranded, and here's the original. Okay, they do look the same. So let's swatch these and see how they go on. There's the original. And here is the rebranded Americano. Okay. Yep, they do look the same. Let's see how they swatch. Oh, wow. See the difference? I just didn't pick up enough of the rebrand, but the rebranded one didn't swatch as well as, and it does look a little lighter, doesn't it, than the original. Wow. I'm just smoothing that out. Maybe it didn't pick up as much product, but the original one seems to be more pigmented, and yeah, there's the rebranded one. I'm not liking that. Yeah, I think I do like the original one better on this, on Americano. Next up, we have Tuscan Sun. Okay, here's the original Tuscan Sun. You guys see that? And the rebranded Tuscan Sun. Let's see if that's in the color one. Yeah, okay. is in the color Matrix color palette, and that one is on the second row, the fifth one on the second row. Okay, so that one's right here. Tuscan Sun, the rebranded, and the original. All right, so let's swatch these and see how they come out. This one is the original, and yeah, they look the same. That one's the rebrand. You guys see that? All right, let's swatch and see how they come out. Oh, wow, they look the same in the pan and on my fingers. But they're definitely not coming out. Actually, it was the same. They're the same color, but it just looks like the original is a little bit lighter, maybe, than the rebranded one. Not much, just a touch. Next, we have Pumpkin. Pumpkin is a soft peach. They did not have a rebrand by the same name as Pumpkin. Here's Pumpkin. Pumpkin. There's no P in it. Pumpkin, the original. You guys see that? Very pretty. And the closest one I could find to Pumpkin was actually Peach for the Stars, which is this one right here. All right. Right here, Peach for the Stars. So it's very similar to Pumpkin. Let's swatch those. So I'm wondering if this is the rebrand and they just named it something different like they did with Cocoa Bear. Oh yeah, those are the same. Look, this is the original and this is the rebrand. You guys see that? Yeah, that is the same shadow. They're both a matte shadow, the same shade and everything. So yeah, I would say they renamed Pumpkin to Peach for the Stars. Okay, up next we have Latte. All right, Latte in the original is right here. All right, Latte is a warm tone light brown. And the rebranded one is actually called Latte as Usual. All right, Latte as Usual. That's in the neutral, the Matrix Neutral palette. Okay, and it is, this one right here is Latte as Usual, and this is Latte. However, I did notice these do not look alike at all in the pan. Okay, so maybe Latte as Usual is not the rebrand, but I did find that Latte, the original, is similar to Beach Please, which is the one just above it. So it's actually, it's more similar to that one. Let's swatch these and see. Latte, the original, is right there. And Latte as Usual is the rebrand. And that one's right there. No, they're not the same. Here, look. See? This one has more peach in it, more orange, and this one is a browner. More brown in it. So look, those are not the same. So again, you would think with the name Latte and Latte as Usual that they would be the same, but apparently they are not. So let's move on to, we have Cupcake. All right, Cupcake is the original right here. Cupcake is a warm tone dark pink. And the rebranded one with the same name is called Medium Warm Pink. Okay, so Cupcake is actually here in the neutral, the Matrix Neutral palette. All right, this is Cupcake right here. That's the rebranded, and there's the original. And wow, those don't look the same either, but they do have the same name. Huh, okay, let's swatch these and see what we got. Here is Cupcake, the original. And here is Cupcake, the rebrand. No, the original has more pink in it. You guys see that? Here, let's swatch. Oh yeah, no. Definitely more pink in it. This is like a darker, the rebrand is darker. It's like a dark pink, and the original is like a light pink. Do you guys see that? So Cupcake is not the same. Okay, up next we have Envy. Envy is the original right here. All right, Envy is described as a deep metallic green. So this is really pretty. And then Envy, they did not have a rebrand with the same name, but the closest one I came to was Enchanted Forest. It's actually in the color, Matrix Color palette, and that one is right here on the bottom. This is Enchanted Forest. And as you can see, those look very similar, except this one has this is little sparkles in it. It's a metallic shade, and this one's a matte shade. So let's just swatch these and see if the shade is the same. All right. There is Envy. And there's Enchanted Forest. Okay. I'll put a little more. They do look like to be the same color. It's just, of course, this one's a metallic and this one's a matte. So let's see how those swatch. Oh, wow. See? Those do look a lot alike. Oh, yeah. This has subtle sparkle in it because it's the metallic shade. And the rebranded one is Enchanted Forest, which is a matte. So they look very, very similar. Like I said, the only difference is Envy has a little bit of sparkle in it, and Enchanted Forest does not. All right, next up we have Chickadee. Okay, Chickadee is a pumpkin orange, and the rebranded one with the same name is called a warm medium orange. All right, so Chickadee is actually here in the color palette, and it is this one right here. Here is Chickadee, the rebranded, and here's Chickadee, the original. So yeah, the rebranded one actually looks a little bit darker, doesn't it? All right, let's swatch these and see how they go on. This is the original Chickadee, and this is the rebranded Chickadee. Okay, they look, yeah. The rebranded one, I think, has a little bit more pigmentation, a little bit more orange in it than the original. Let's swatch these. Oh yeah, you see the difference? That is not even the same. Let me put a little bit more on here. This is the original, and that one's, and this is the rebranded one. Yeah, the rebranded one is definitely darker. There's more orange pigmentation in it than the original. So Chickadee is not the same. Next up, Petal Pusher. All right, Petal Pusher is this one here in the original. And Petal Pusher is described as a medium rose brown. And the rebranded one, actually, that I came close to is called Prim and Proper. Okay, Prim and Proper is actually here in the Matrix Neutral palette. And Prim and Proper is right here. That's Prim and Proper. Yep, right next to Cupcake over there. There's Cupcake. Here's Prim and Proper right here. Okay, that's the rebranded one. And this is the original one. So yeah, they do look very similar. You guys see that? Let's see how they swatch. Again, I don't know for sure if this was meant to be the rebranded one, but they are very, very similar, that I'm just going to assume that that's the rebranded one, right? So here is Petal Pusher, the original. And here is Prim and Proper in the rebrand. Oh yeah, those look exactly the same. So I think they just changed the name on this one because those are exactly the same. Yep, look at that. Yeah. Very pretty. Okay. So that is Prim and Proper is the rebrand of, I'm going to say, that is the rebrand of Petal Pusher. All right. And next up, Cherry Cola. Okay, Cherry Cola in the original is right here. Cherry Cola is one of their most popular shadows as well, but they did not have a rebrand with the same name. The closest I came to that one was Getting Figgy with It. That's also in the Matrix Neutral palette. And Getting Figgy with It is, yeah, second row. Okay, so right here. So this is Getting Figgy with It. And this one, as you can see, is the original Cherry Cola. So let's see, that was the closest I could find. Here is Cherry Cola, and here is Getting Figgy with It. Okay, yep, it's a little different. The Cherry Cola one seems to be a little bit darker, has a little more plum in it than Getting Figgy with It. All right, let's swatch these. Yeah, they look close in the pan, but when you swatch them, no. Here, the original Cherry Cola, and then the Getting Figgy with It looks like it's a little bit more red to it. And then there's more plum to the Cherry Cola one. Okay, well, that was the closest I could find for Cherry Cola. If you guys find one closer, please let us know down in the comments. Next up, we have Mango Tango. All right, Mango Tango is a peachy pink with slight gold. Okay. All right, here's the original Mango Tango. And I did not find a rebrand with the same name, but the closest one I came to was Staycation. All right. Staycation is actually in the Matrix color palette, and it is the 6th one on the 3rd row. Okay. So right here. Here is Staycation, and this is Mango Tango. So again, that was the closest one I could find to match Mango Tango. So let's swatch these and see what we get. All right, here is the original Mango Tango, and the rebrand is called Staycation. Okay, they are a little different in shade. The Mango Tango, of course, has a little bit of gold sparkles in it, and Staycation is just a matte shadow. So let's see how they'll swatch. Oh, goodness. Yeah, they're not the same. But again, they look very similar in the pan. Let's put some more Mango Tango up here. Of course, Staycation is a very vibrant, matte, pinky shadow. And Mango Tango has a little bit gold sparks, sparkles in it. All right, well, apparently they did not do a rebrand of Mango Tango. If they did, they do not match. And there is no rebrand with the same name. So again, like I said, the closest one I found in the pan looked like to be Staycation. So let me know what you guys think. All right. Please comment down below if you guys find any that are very similar or close, so that we will all know what shades to purchase with the rebrand. Because again, you cannot get the originals anymore. They do not make those anymore. And all they have are the rebranded shadows and face powders out. And that's it for the shadows that I have. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Let's move on to the face powders. I do have Bliss and Sunkist. All right. I don't know if you guys have these or not, or if you've seen these, but these were some of their face palettes, the original that they no longer have, and I'm really hoping that they get these back because these are really cool. They have one highlighter, they have a blush, and then they have the bronzer in here. So, and they have them for different skin tones. This one is for lighter skin tones. This is for fair to light skin tones. And this one was more for medium skin tones. And I think they also had a darker one, but I don't seem to have that one. So I think I just have the light and the medium. So I'm really hoping that she comes back out with those, or at least with the Rebrand shades, because this was a really cool idea. So Bliss is this one right here, the blush. This is the original. And Bliss, the Rebrand, is right here. And let's see if those are even look the same in the pan. All right. You guys see that? Let's pull this down so we can get them closer. Okay. They do look similar, but let's see how they swatch. So here's the original Bliss. And here's the Rebrand Bliss. Yeah, they do appear to be the same. All right, let's swatch and see if they go on the same. Yeah, those are exactly the same. Can you guys see that? Okay, so Bliss stayed the same. All right, that's good because that's one of my favorite shades, blush shades from Makeup Geek. So I'm glad that stayed the same. And the next one I have is Sunkist, which is the bronzer, and the bronzer is in here as well. And the original one has this really cool design on it, but the rebranded one does not. So here's the rebranded, and there is, and this is the original on the bottom. All right, they look like the same shade, so let's swatch these and see what we got. This is the original, that's the original Sunkist bronzer, and the Rebrand is right here. So yeah, they do look the same. And let's swatch those. Yeah, I think those are the same. Okay, so the Sunkist bronzer stayed the same. That's pretty. And that is for fair to light skin tones. I do notice that they don't have as many shades right now in the blushes or the bronzers or even the highlighters. They don't even have the duochrome highlighters like they used to have. Here in this palette is the Psychedelic Duochrome highlighter, and this is really pretty and one of my favorite highlighters. And but they don't have that one right now, so I'm a little bummed about that. But they did have Glitz, which is a pinky highlighter, and this is really pretty. But again, I'm hoping they get more shades in for the face powders, and I'm really hoping that they put them in a palette like this. This was a great idea. So Sweetness is the other one that I have. Let's see, Sweetness. Again, that comes in the medium palette, face palette. So here is Sweetness. Very pretty peachy shade. And here is the new one, which again comes in these packets, which is, they actually do come out pretty easy. And here is the new rebranded Sweetness. All right, let's hold these up. Can you guys see? They look the same, so let's see how they're swatching. That's the original. And there's the rebranded. Okay, yeah, those look the same. And they go on the same. Actually, the original one looks a little bit darker. I mean, they're very close. It's very hard to tell. It could just be the lighting in here, but it does look like the original one might be just a touch darker than the rebranded one. Okay, So that was Sweetness. These are the original ones that I have and were some of my favorite ones. Heartthrob was one of my favorites, a salmon brown for fair skin tones. XOXO is a bright pinky coral for medium skin tones. Again, they did not come with these labels. I made the labels in this little list in here to describe each shade as well. So, but this was the original blushes and some bronzers. Not all of them, because they actually had a lot more than this. So, again, like I said, they only have a few right now, so I'm really hoping that she will get more in. And then I'm really hoping she'll put them into a palette like this with one highlighter, one blush, and a bronzer for the different skin tones. So this was a great idea. Okay, so that's it. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think and if you've tried any of these yet. And so yeah, I hope to hear from you. And if you guys, again, if you have not subscribed, I hope you subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon so you can be notified of future videos. And thanks you guys so much for joining me. And as usual, be happy, be gorgeous, be you. Till next time, bye-bye.